Today we will discuss about the indexing for milling machine. What happened in the milling machine when we use to cutting operation, that means slot cutting, if yeah, gear cutting, the indexing we use. What is indexing? Indexing is the process of evenly dividing the circumference of a circular workpiece into equally spaced divisions, such as in cutting gear teeth, cutting splines, cutting grooves in reamers and taps, and spacing holes in a circle. That is indexing. Indexing is a one type of dividing heads, and this indexing head is also is a dividing head. These heads are generally three types. What are three types? One, plain dividing head. Second is universal dividing head, and third is optical dividing head. Out of these, the last one, optical dividing head, is very most precision attachment and is therefore used for very precision indexing work or for checking the indexing accuracy of the other types of dividing heads. This is optical dividing head. Now we will discuss about the plane dividing head. What is plane dividing head? Plane dividing heads are mainly of two types. The first type carries indexing plate directly mounted on its spindle and has no use of the worm and worm wheel. This is first type, and it is simplest of all the dividing heads and is used direct indexing. The index plate, this is the index plate of the main dividing plane dividing head. This is the plane dividing head's picture. This is his body. This is the index plate, and there is the slot cut in the index plate. There is center where the job is fixed. There is carrier. The job is carried about the carrier. This is hand lever. This is hand lever for locking the spindle. This is slot or index groove. This is a hand operator. This is the plane dividing head. The index plate carries 12 or 24 EQ space slot on its periphery, such as dividing head, and the job is held between the centers of indexing head and the tailstock head. This is the hand lever, and the hand lever is used for locking the spindle in the position. In operation of lug engages the desired slot of the indexing plate, and by means of dividing head 2, 3, 4, 8, 12 and 24 divisions can be obtained. 24 divisions can be obtained. Now the second one is universal dividing head. This is universal dividing heads picture. This type of dividing head is a very useful device for the purpose of indexing work, and it essentially consists of a fairly robust body. It enclosed it in its worm drive. This is worm drive, which consists of worm and worm wheel. This is my worm, This consists of worm and the worm wheel. This is the worm wheel. This is a picture of universal dividing head. This is the worm wheel, and this is the worm, and this is the worm wheel. This is the main spindle is attached with the worm wheel. This is the worm shaft which is engaged with the index plate. Index plate is engaged with one crank pin which is connected to the crank, and crank is connected to the spindle which is connected to the carriers of the, this is the carriers. Other side is the when the job is fixed in the center point of the carriers. The universal dividing head performs the following operations. What the operations? Number 1, it sets the workpiece in a desired position in relation to the machine table. Number 2, after each cut it rotates the job through a desired angle and thus indexes the periphery of the work. Number 3, it provides a continuous rotary motion to the job during milling of helical grooves. And number 4, it in conjunction with a tailstock. That means when the dividing head is operated, one end is dividing head and other end is constructed is tailstock, which is acts both as a holding as well as supporting devices. For the work during the operation. Now, using of dividing head, we use dividing head as a support to the job and holds in its position and rotates it through a desired angle after each cut is over. The index crank is rotated to provide the rotary motion to the job, and the index plate enables this rotation to take place. When the crank is rotated, the worm rotates. When the crank, this is my crank, when the crank is rotated, the worm is rotates and it turns the worm wheel. When the worm is rotated, also the worm wheel is also be rotated. Since this wheel is mounted directly to the spindle, this is my spindle, directly connected to the spindle, and the job is being secured to the spindle by means of suitable holding devices. Also rotate, the spindle rotates. There is the angle through which the job will rotate. For each revolution, the crank. For each revolution of the crank, and it is depends upon the velocity ratio between the worm and worm wheel. And the velocity ratio always, this is velocity ratio here, always between the 40 to 1. That means for 40 revolution of the worm or the crank, the job will make 1 revolution. That means 40 revolution of the crank or the worm, 1 is revolute for 1 job. Obviously, if the worm is single start, the worm wheel will have 40 teeth along its periphery. This is his periphery. There is 40 teeth. However, some dividing heads carry different velocity ratio of these two, and some should known before the performing the actual indexing operation. Now, for the standard brown and sharp index plates have the 3 types of hole. 3 types of hole. What holes? Number 1, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, and number 2, either this type or 21, 23, 27, 29, 31, 33, another this type, and third one is 37, 39, 41, 43, 47, and 49. These 3 types of hole we use for standard brown and sharp index plate. But some dividing heads used for simple indexing are provide single plates only, and there is carries both side holes. What? Front side, that means front side is 24, 25, 28, 30, 34, 37, 38, 39, 41, 42, and 43. And the back side is 46, 47, 49, 51, 53, 54, 57, 58, 59, 62, and 66. These holes are fixed for standard index plate. It is the international value for any index plate. For using the dividing head, first it is calculated to how many full turns the crank has rotated through the how many holes on which circle it has to cross the further order to give the required rotation of the work. There is this calculation is obtained by 5 types of indexing method. This is called indexing method. Indexing methods. These indexing methods are 5 types. Number 1, direct indexing. Number 2, plain or simple indexing. Number 3, compound indexing. And number 4, differential indexing. And number 5, angular indexing. This is the types of calculate the indexing method. We will discuss in the next video these 5 types of indexing method. Thank you.